Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to our channel. So, today we shall discuss the first letter from the book Letters from a Father to His Daughter. And the name of the first letter is The Book of Nature. Okay, so we all know that we live on this planet Earth. And मैं अगर आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछूं कि आपका बर्थडे क्या है, सो यू ऑल नो ओके दिस इज़ माई बर्थडे। तो क्या कभी आपने ऐसा सोचने की कोशिश की है कि अर्थ का बर्थडे कब रहा होगा? लाइक व्हेन इज़ द फर्स्ट टाइम दैट अर्थ केम इनटू बीइंग? एंड एंड डू यू फर्दर थिंक दैट ये यूनिवर्स कैसे एग्जिस्टेंस में आया होगा, कैसे शुरू हुआ होगा, लाइफ कैसे शुरू होगा? एंड if you go deep into questioning, you will start asking कि क्या ह्यूमंस जैसे मैं, आप, आसपास ऐसे लोग दिखते हैं, क्या वो शुरू से ही ऐसे ही रहे होंगे? और let's say a child is born today, and when we are born we see a lot of buildings, then we see mountains, then we see trees, forest, jungle, although jungle and forest are getting scarce day after day, but still the question over here is कि क्या ये सब कुछ हमेशा से रहते आ रहे होंगे? So all these questions, uh, we shall get to know from the letter, the book of nature, and the coming letters. So okay, let's start one by one answering our questions. Okay, let's see this chart. So you can see here we have mentioned that the earth is 4.54 billion years old. So I mean, we all are in 21st century right now, 2024. So just try to go back to all these years, like 4.54 billion years. So as per Indian system, it comes to 4.54 Arab, or you can say 454 crore years. So we have 9 zeros. So can you imagine? I mean, this old our earth is. I wonder about the capability of our planet to bear all of us for this long. It's it's too old and difficult for me at least to travel back in time and go back to the era when the earth was actually formed. Anyway, now we have seen that our earth is just too old. Another question that comes in my mind, क्या अर्थ के बर्थडे के दिन के साथ ही सर्वाइवल कंडीशंस भी आ गए होंगे? लाइक हैज़ लाइफ स्टार्टेड द मोमेंट मदर अर्थ केम इन टू बींग? Like if a child is born today and we see all the life all around, so क्या ये लाइफ सर्वाइवल कंडीशंस उस वक्त उस दौरान भी रहे होंगे? द सिंपल आंसर इज नो. If you see our next chart, it says that formation of organism happened 3.8 billion years ago. So what do we understand from this? तो आप देखेंगे the time gap between formation of earth and the formation of organism, it it comes roughly around 740 million years. Okay, I repeat, 740 million years. Roughly we say 740 to 750 million years, because these figures are also a rough figure, they are not exact figure. So the point is 750 million years stuck. Okay, there was no life on earth because the first organism came 3.8 billion years ago from now, and earth formed 4.54 billion years ago from now. So there is a time gap, and that time gap, it may it that shows that earth was, I mean, too hot to have any survival conditions at that point of time. So yes, the moment earth came into being, survival conditions were not there. Okay, so till now we see that we get to know about the age of Earth and of the time when there was no life, no humans. So the question here to ask is, if there were no humans, how do we get to know about the age of Earth? तो मतलब आप समझ पा रहे हो कि हमने देखा कि 750 मिलियन ईयर्स तक अर्थ में कोई सर्वाइवल कंडीशन ही नहीं है, तो हमारे पास कोई ऑर्गेनिज्म नहीं है, कोई सर्वाइवल कंडीशन नहीं है, तो हमारे पास ये सारे डेटिंग मेथड्स ये कैसे आए? Because of course if there were no humans, no understanding, so there were nothing to record all these things. So the answer to this question lies in the title of this letter. We get to know all of this from the nature around us. So how did this happen? तो जो साइंटिस्ट हैं वो जो भी नेचर में हम अपने आसपास रॉक्स देखते हैं, माउंटेन्स देखते हैं, रिवर्स देखते हैं, उनको स्टडी करते हैं, राइट? सो साइंटिस्ट एक्चुअली एग्जामिन्ड एंड एनालाइज्ड द रॉक्स ऑन द अर्थ सरफेस। तो अर्थ के सरफेस में जो भी सबसे पुराने से पुराने रॉक्स मिलते हैं उनको साइंटिस्ट स्टडी एंड एग्जामिन करते हैं। एंड नॉट जस्ट द अर्थ सरफेस, मून के सरफेस से भी हम ओल्डेस्ट रॉक्स को स्टडी करते हैं। एंड आफ्टर दिस स्टडी, इट्स अ वेरी डीप स्टडी, एंड आफ्टर दिस स्टडी वी केम टू द कंक्लूजन दैट द अर्थ इज़ 4.54 बिलियन ईयर्स ओल्ड। एंड ये जो डेटिंग मेथड की स्टडी की जो टेक्निक होती है, हम उसे रेडियोमेट्रिक डेटिंग सिस्टम बोलते हैं। इट्स लिटिल डिफ़िकल्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस टेक्निक, क्योंकि इस टेक्निक में हम कार्बन डेटिंग मेथड यूज़ करते हैं, पोटेशियम आर्गन डेटिंग मेथड यूज़ करते हैं, एंड देन रिलेटिव डेटिंग मेथड्स यूज़ करते हैं टू कैलकुलेट द एज। बट एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम you just just listen this fact that okay, there is a technique called radiometric dating system, and उस मेथड के दौर से हम अर्थ का एज या फिर जो भी फर्स्ट ऑर्गेनिज्म का एज है, एंड देन फर्दर ऑन लेटर्स में आप ये भी देखेंगे कब ह्यूमंस सबसे पहले आए। ऑल दीज थिंग्स यू विल सी उन मेथड्स, द मेथड विच वी study to analyze the date is called radiometric dating system. So now the point here is scientists basically study rocks, minerals, seas, fossils, all that which we see in our world around to get to know about the age. That's why Prakriti is the book. Okay, and let's get this fact clear that nature here, I mean the topic of the letter is the book of nature. So nature here is representing mountains, seas, rivers, all the natural things which we see all around, animals, bones, trees, basically which is part of Prakriti. Because I just emphasize this because word nature, it is called Swabhav in Upanishad and Vedas, and it has altogether a different meaning, and we are not going into that. So just don't stick to this fact that nature only means mountains, seas, uh, rivers, all these things. No, it has a complete different meaning in if you come to wisdom literature. So we are not going into that. The important thing is learning from the nature all around, which the letter is talking about. So if you read this, when you will be going through this letter, the example presented here is of the shiny pebble, whose journey started from being a piece of rough rock to its travel via valleys, streams, rivers, and ultimately it becomes a castle where a child is playing around the beach. I'll just read that part for you. It's very interesting part. Just give me a moment. So yeah, The letter says, every little stone that you see lying in the road or on the mountain side may be a little page in nature's book and may be able to tell you something if you only knew how to read it. To be able to read any language, Hindi or Urdu or English, you have to learn its alphabet. So, also, you must learn the alphabet of nature before you can read her story in her books of stone and rock. Even now, perhaps, you know a little how to read this. If you see a little round, shiny pebble, does it not tell you something? How did it get round and smooth and shiny without any corners or rough edges? If you break a big rock into small bits, each bit is rough and has corners and round edges. It is not at all like a round, smooth pebble. How then did the pebble become so round and smooth and shiny? It will tell you its story if you have good eyes to see and ears to hear it. It tells you that once upon a time, it may be long ago, it was a bit of a rock, just like the bit you may break from a big rock or stone with plenty of edges and corners. Probably it rested on some mountain side. Then came the rain and washed it down to the little valley where it found a mountain stream which pushed it on and on till it reached a little river. And the little river took it to the big river, and all the while it rolled at the bottom of the river, and its edges were worn away, and its rough surface made smooth and shiny. So it became the pebble that you see. Somehow the river left it behind and you found it. If the river had carried it on, it would have become smaller and smaller till at last it became a grain of sand and joined its brothers at the seaside to make a beautiful beach where little children can play and make castles out of the sand. If a little pebble can tell you so much, how much more could we learn from all the rocks and mountains and many other things we see around us? When I was reading this letter, the book of nature, it reminded me of the biography of Helen Keller, okay, whose early education started with being in and around the nature. And that biography presents how she learned from nature in spite of her disability. So, I would suggest you must read the biography of Helen Keller. It's very inspiring for all of us. So, this is the end of the first letter. Hope it has been interesting for you to know all this and you are excited about the upcoming letters. In fact, further letters are going to be too interesting. Stay tuned. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.